So I come to tell you He's alive, to tell you that He dries every tear that falls.
Hey everybody, this is Clint Louie coming to us with 5 minutes from friendship, and I hope you are having a great day. I just want to brag on my Lord for just a little while. I want to tell you about how good our God is, and He is good. The Bible gives us a wonderful story in the book of Acts where we find that Paul and Silas were put into jail. You know that story, I'm sure, but how that they were put into prison. And sometimes we go through prison experiences, don't we? Spiritually speaking, maybe even physically speaking, who knows? But we go through prison experiences when things don't go right, when things are painful, things are difficult, things are hard. No doubt they would not have chosen prison for themselves, but here they are in prison and they're there for doing the right thing. Sometimes you do what's right and you pay a price for it, but that's okay. So here they are in jail. And the Bible says in Acts 16:25, and at midnight, Paul and Silas prayed and sang praises unto God, and the prisoners heard them. Now, I've said this to the church on different occasions, but it's not hard for me to understand why Paul and Silas would pray. I mean, because if I was in their shoes, I'm sure I would pray, God, let me out of here. Now, I doubt that their prayers were solely consumed with that. I mean, I'm not saying they didn't ask to be released, but I don't think that their only time of prayer was just get me out of trouble. But then the Bible says they sang praises. Now that's where it gets interesting. They prayed and sang praises. The praying is mentioned first and then the singing of praises. In other words, these old boys were in prison and they're happy. They're joyful. They're singing and they're rejoicing in God. They're just reminding themselves how good God is. I'm reminded one time of my dear preacher, Brother Ralph Benfield, said his wife was singing around the house one time. And he was in kind of, I guess, a little ornery mood or picking at her a little bit. And he said, that don't sound too pretty. And she put him in his place real quick when she said, I wasn't singing to you anyway. She was singing to the Lord because she was so happy. Well, can I tell you, these people were happy in Jesus in the prison house, and yet they were just caught up in how good God is. Well, I want to just brag on how good God is, and He is good. He's worthy of my prayers. He's worthy of my praises, my singing. And I want to just thank Him for being good. Hasn't God been good to you? Can I testify He sent His Son to shed His blood for my sins? I know that I'm on my way to heaven. I thank my God my sins are forgiven. No, I'm not the Christian I ought to be, and I'm not the pastor I ought to be, and I'm not all I must be, but I can tell you this, Jesus is everything I need Him to be. When you get discouraged, keep your eyes on Christ. He shed His blood. On top of that, my God answers prayer. How good God is to answer our prayers. How good God is to take time to bend an ear down and listen to a wretch like me, and He does. There are times prayers are answered and I stand amazed. It's almost like, wow, that really happened. And I should expect it to happen. You prayed for it, didn't you? But God answers prayer. And then He puts food on my table. Somebody asked me recently, do you need anything? And I said, no, we've got plenty to eat in the house. We've got plenty we need. God's been good. He gives me a wonderful church to worship and pray with, people to love on me, and I hope I can love on them, but they've been such an encouragement to me. And, God's been good. I've got a beautiful wife and loving children. I've got friends in my life, comforts in life. I enjoy my life God's given me. All of this to the glory of God. So I just want to say today, no matter what prison experiences somebody might go through, go ahead and pray and then cut loose and sing to the glory of God. Pray and praise at how good your God is. This is Clint Louie. May God bless you today.